Hostile reconnaissance. What about that?
Okay.
What if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay. Well then let me put it to you this way. I'll put it very. Pardon?
What are you filming for?
For my own purpose.
What purpose is that?
My own.
Pardon?
My own.
Right, okay. I'll come out and speak.
Do I need a purpose to film?
Huh?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, like, normally you do.
No, I don't.
Let the fan get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
Show the numbers there. 1171 NA.
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA. No
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yes.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so
That's
you're calling
why we
me a
asked.
terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay. Well then, can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay.
Is it?
Yes, it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by terrorists, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that. And then when you look at the last police station, the last police station that actually got hit by a bomb, okay, was in 1972.
By a terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman when he was
wasn't
in
a
uniform?
terrorist act.
No, but that was a member of the police. That was a member of the police, okay, that actually killed a member of the public.
This starts exactly like a lot of UK police audit encounters. An officer sees someone filming a police station and immediately jumps to terrorism concerns. Now, to be fair, officers are trained to be alert around sensitive locations. But here's the issue: filming in public is completely lawful in the UK, including filming police stations from publicly accessible areas. The cameraman immediately pushes back and asks a sharp question. When was the last UK police station actually targeted? That completely shifts the conversation from suspicion to proportionality. And honestly, the officer struggles there. The key tension already emerging is this: does lawful filming automatically justify anti-terror questioning?
Right.
Okay,
So what's the point of that in terrorism?
because it's my right, okay,
I'm not saying it's
to
not your
film,
right, but I'm asking
okay,
you why you're filming.
because I can.
Yeah, but for what reason? So you've come
My
out here
own
today-
reason. My
you've
own
come out
reason.
here today,
I don't need to explain to you why I want to film.
But we're asking you why. I mean, we've got powers under the Terrorist Act.
What,
to
Section
search
43?
you, To search you.
And
to
if
search
you
your
use
phone.
Section 43, okay, it will be unlawful for one.
For why?
Okay,
Why is
because
that?
it's my lawful right.
Right.
And if you actually read the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC,
Okay.
IOPCC, sorry, back in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
right, it will actually state that people can actually film a police station,
Yeah.
okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and Section 43 should not be used, okay, in
But
that
what about
actual
hostile
event.
reconnaissance? What about that?
Okay.
What
Do
if, we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay, well
and
then,
it could
well
be
then,
used
let me
hostile
put it to you this way.
reconnaissance?
I'll put it very bluntly. Okay, if you believe, okay, that it is, okay, then if you contact the counter-terrorism
Well, we
squad,
haven't got time for that.
well, no, if you believe that, well, I'm just standing here.
Right.
Okay, if you believe that, okay, then you contact them.
Well, no.
Okay, but
so
also
I'm-
as well, what are your reasonable grounds? What are
Right,
your
so you're
reasonable
outside,
grounds?
So you've waited for a van to come out. How do I know you're not going to run in when you're filming a police station? What for? It could be for the exit.
Well, this is a public footpath. This is a public
But you won't-
footpath.
That's not public.
It makes no difference.
So
I can
that's
film.
private.
I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out. we're asking
Hang on, you
why.
say that that's private, okay? That is owned by the public.
But it's
Okay.
private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going in?
Not
I'm not getting in.
ground.
I'm not getting in.
So I've asked you.
You made a presumption
why are you-
that I may
why-
go in.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, you made a
We can't
presumption.
take that chance. 'cause
Yeah, I know.
apparently Terrorists don't attack us. They do. I just
Okay.
gave you an example, haven't I? A few
Yeah,
years ago.
and then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis?
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using Section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not an abuse of
You
power.
use
You're
you said the
filming
terrorism
a
act,
police
yeah,
building,
which is a completely
which
lawful
could be seen
activity.
as
It's a
hostile
completely
reconnaissance.
lawful activity.
Right. but
It's
it
a
could be
lawful
seen-
activity.
You're not letting me speak. I've
It
already
makes no
said-
difference.
No.
Now we get into the legal heavyweight section. The cameraman brings up Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, which allows stop and search powers only when officers have reasonable suspicion of terrorism-related activity. And he's absolutely right about one thing. Officers cannot legally use Section 43 simply because someone is filming. He also references guidance from oversight bodies warning officers not to misuse anti-terror powers against photographers and auditors. That's a real issue that's been debated heavily in the UK. Meanwhile, the officer keeps speaking hypothetically. What if you run in? But hypothetical fears are not the same as objective grounds. That's the legal divide here. Suspicion based on behavior versus suspicion based on imagination. Question for you guys. Should police treat filming near stations as inherently suspicious, or should they need something far more concrete first?
Good afternoon.
Hello, have you spoken to one of our colleagues earlier?
I've spoken to several of your colleagues.
At the police station, yeah?
Yeah.
That is in out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Could you identify yourself for me,
Yes,
please?
PC McKenna, 1263 November.
Thank you very much.
Why do you get so anti when police come and speak to you?
I'm not anti.
Surely it's a good thing.
No, I've had
protected from our
several
drivers.
good interactions here today.
Right.
Okay, with 3 other officers. I've had
Okay.
some really nice interactions with them.
Okay. So you're
Right,
saying this isn't
and
nice.
not one of them even attempted to bring up to do with terrorists.
Well, the first thing
Not
I see
one of
when
them.
people come outside a police building and start filming, that's the first thing I see. That's what I think. That's it.
Well, then you need to actually rethink your actual mindset, okay?
I don't think so.
Well, yes, you do, okay? And when you see a member of the public, whether or not they're filming or not, okay, maybe if you actually approach and said, can I help you, okay, like you did when you stuck your head out the van, okay, but then it should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you, whatever, okay? I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to
I've
do,
allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
okay,
So I've allowed you to.
okay? Well, it's not about you allowing me to.
You just told me to allow you to.
It's not about you allowing me to. It's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So.
Okay.
What's your first name?
I won't give my name.
Okay. What were you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
What were you're auditing, right?
I am,
What
correct.
Are you auditing?
A public building, okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers that come out, or the vehicles?
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference. I'll film whatever I can see.
Just police stations you do, or do you go and do it any other?
Any public service.
So like a library? Would you go to a
Okay.
library?
Yep.
Fire brigade?
Yep.
Okay. I'm literally just
Yeah. No,
having spoken. Just
it's anything that the
finding out.
public. It's anything that the public pay for.
And what
Okay,
do you do
that's a
with
public
that
service.
information?
And here's where the tone improves massively. A second officer arrives, and instead of immediately escalating, he actually starts having a conversation. Notice the difference. No instant terrorism accusations. No threats. Just dialogue. The cameraman even acknowledges he's had several positive interactions already, which tells you something important. The issue often isn't the stop itself, it's how officers approach people. We also get insight into the auditor mindset here. He's not just filming police, he says he audits all public services. Libraries, buildings, government spaces. From his perspective, it's about transparency and accountability. And honestly, this section proves how quickly tension drops when officers engage professionally instead of defensively. So ask yourself, did the first officer create unnecessary hostility simply through his approach?
It all depends. It all depends.
On what you see?
Yeah, I use it for my own personal interest.
Okay. And how many hours do you put in a week, would you say?
And that's irrelevant to how many hours I put in.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. So because at the moment, and especially with the Met, and then even then if you look at homicide police, okay, there is a massive divide between the public and the police. There is a massive divide, okay, and that divide is something that needs to be closed because we need a police force without any shadow of doubt. It's very important that we have one.
Yeah. It's a good relationship.
Thank
That's
you.
why initially PCSOs were introduced. Initially.
Yeah, but then now there's loads of mixed views to do with that, okay, whether or not that was the actual right thing or was it actually about actually trying to get trained officers in.
What
They
do you
are
mean?
trained officers.
Well, no, they're
Civil, weren't they? But
yeah, okay.
I used to
They're
be.
they're not in the same level as you guys as constables.
No.
They're not in the same level.
They don't have the same powers.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's not that
Okay.
They've got their own job. It's not the same level. It's just that they don't.
Yeah, they've been put in as
the bridge.
as a replacement, okay, to what used to be the whole old home beat officers. Okay, where they go out onto different estates. Okay, and try and engage.
You've got safer neighbourhoods, haven't you?
Yeah.
So then you've got the PCSOs that are attached to the safer neighbourhoods. The majority of them, not all of them, obviously, and they're trying to bridge that gap. So is that what you're trying to look into then?
Well, yeah, it's to see how the police actually feel, okay, to do with it, and that's why I said I've had some good interactions where an officer came out to me. He turned around and went, "You're auditing?" I went, "Yes."
Do you understand why we come up and question you?
Yeah,
There's
but
a lot of people that, as you've already said, there's a lot of people that really don't like us.
yeah, I welcome any interaction. But as soon as you try and say about the terrorist act, okay, and all the rest of it, okay, then that is when, okay, it won't go down the same line as what a normal civil conversation would have been.
That's what we try to notice, and that's what it is linked with, because people gather information from police buildings, and then they use that information and unfortunately become quite destructive.
Well, any place really. It could be a tube station, train station.
Yep.
This part gets surprisingly thoughtful. The conversation shifts from confrontation into something closer to a debate about public trust in policing. The cameraman talks about the growing divide between police and the public, especially after major scandals involving UK forces. And whether you agree with him or not, that distrust is very real right now. The officer also makes a fair point. Police are trained to notice unusual behavior around sensitive sites because reconnaissance can happen before attacks. So both sides actually have legitimate concerns here. The auditor worries about abuse of power. The officer worries about security threats. What's interesting is that once both stop assuming bad intentions, the conversation becomes far more productive. Question is, could more police interactions look like this if officers led with communication instead of suspicion?
Well, just remember, everything that I'm filming now, okay, can also be seen on Google Earth.
Right.
Okay? The only difference is the actual interaction, okay, between myself and officers, because I can see the whole police station and everything from Google Earth.
But
okay,
to see how
many people come in and out, what times the people come in and out.
I'm curious.
I don't care how many officers go in and out. I don't care what times they go in and out. Okay. I'm not here for that.
But when I came out straight away, I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you didn't want to tell me. But if you just said, "I do an audit, I do it on all public buildings," then it would have been.
But I don't have to justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just
yes.
Like if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question, I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay.
That's it.
For my own interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you didn't say your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
Right.
Okay. And if I don't wish to tell you what that business is, I do not have to tell you what that business is.
Okay, but when you're videoing places like this, you can't get all angsty when people come and ask you.
So then,
it's our job to come and ask and
so then, do you go up to everybody then that's filming Buckingham Palace, okay, and 10 Downing Street, and stop them all?
That's not my job to do that.
Do you go round to every single place, like even then when you look at the Olympic Park, okay, that's not far from here, even then when you look at that, okay, do you walk up to everyone that's got a camera?
It's not my job.
Okay, do you walk up to everyone who you can see with a phone?
It's a normal police station, isn't it?
Yep, and this is just, and I'm just a normal member of the public with a phone.
The first thought is, well, why is he filming? And that's what we've come and asked you.
Okay, so, and that's why I said to you that instead of actually doing it exactly as you've done, okay, and you've been very polite and very professional, and I will say that, and that's how a conversation should be fully conducted, exactly how it was with the other officers that I spoke to previously.
Now we hit the core philosophical clash. The officer keeps asking, why not just explain what you're doing? And the cameraman keeps responding, because I don't have to. Legally, the cameraman is correct. In public, absent suspicion of a crime, you generally do not have to explain your lawful activity to police. But from the officer's perspective, voluntary communication can quickly reassure concerns. This is the eternal audit circle conflict. Police often want cooperation first. Auditors often want rights respected first. And honestly, Both sides end up talking past each other. Still, credit where it's due, this officer stays calm and professional throughout this section, and the cameraman even acknowledges that. So here's the question. Does refusing to explain lawful activity help protect civil liberties, or just create unnecessary tension?
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You're going to carry on monitoring?
I have no idea yet. I have no idea. I just take it stage by stage.
I only know because I've spoken to the officers that stopped you earlier. If you continue to film, probably more officers are going to ask you what you do.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I welcome any interaction.
Well, you didn't really welcome mine, but no worries.
Well, maybe you should look at the way that you actually approach first.
But you said I was fine in the van.
Okay, yeah, and it was when you got out, your tone changed.
Right.
Okay.
You said it was when I mentioned the terrorism act,
Okay.
which was a good 10 minutes
Yeah.
into the conversation.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The camera footage will actually show that. Also, as well, you didn't have that on straight away.
Well, it
Okay.
starts recording before I
Okay.
turn it on.
And just make sure, okay, that does actually get kept, because I will be requesting a copy of that.
For a policing purpose, it can get kept. So I have to justify why I've kept it.
No,
Yes, I do.
once I put in a request, okay, I had 30 days before it is actually deleted.
Correct.
Okay,
So if you
and
request
it's in that
it, I'll
time.
give it you.
Okay, and it's in that time that I will request a copy of it.
Okay, that's
And that's
fine.
why I said, okay,
But
please
other
make
than
sure.
a policing purpose, we can't save our body
Okay.
work. It has to be for a policing purpose.
Okay. Yeah. And this is a policing purpose.
What's the purpose?
Okay, because we're having an interaction. Okay, and if you actually look, or even on the Met's own website, okay,
We don't record every interaction.
I know you don't, but you are recording this interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why I said I will request a copy of
No
it.
problem. But like I said, I can't save it unless it's through.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Alright?
Yep, no worries.
Call up 101,
Yes.
which I'll write on here, and you can say, I would like to make a complaint about police.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you want to just run on common first? And they will be able to make a complaint for you on the phone. They'll be able to sort it out. Okay? Someone will contact you.
You are talking about on the telephone or
Yeah. So if you call up on your phone, 101,
yes.
and just say, I'd like to make a complaint to the police.
Yes.
So a
in regards
question,
to this
what are you
matter.
auditing now by just filming me
And then
listening to
this
these?
police station is your
I'm not listening to him.
No, me listening to them. I am.
Okay?
So I'm asking, like, what's the purpose of
Because
you
there's no
filming me
actual,
just to...
like, working front office
Just
here.
curious,
So they
like, I'm
make
just
complaints.
curious why.
The complaint
Because
phone is the
you're
phone number, which is
an officer on duty, okay, looking very unprofessional with your hands tucked in your actual body warmer.
Yeah?
Okay.
We're not allowed to put our hands in our pockets.
Yeah, I know. Well, that looks even worse. That looks even worse.
That's fine. But we're allowed to do
Okay.
this. We're
Yeah, I
not allowed
know,
to
but
put our hands
it
in our
looks a
pockets.
lot worse. Trust me, it looks a lot worse.
Okay, that's fine, but we've got rules. I'm not allowed to put my hands in my pockets.
Oh my.
Okay.
They're a lot more accessible from here compared to down here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rules that are there. Okay, i.e. to do with the way that you also identify as well. Okay, it's like where you first actually just sort of dipped your shoulder and then pointed at your actual
But
number.
if you listen to the thing, I say that's my number 1171NA, and then you say, can you actually say it?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You did not say your number,
okay,
okay?
you can
No,
watch
you did
that.
not.
That's
I actually asked for your number.
But I'd already said it once.
No, you hadn't.
Okay, we can watch that back later. No worries. I mean, you've got it all on camera, so I wouldn't lie, would I? I said it. That's my number 1171NA, and you said, can you say it's from the department? Fair
Yeah.
enough. But I'd already said it.
If you had said it, I would have heard it.
All right, that's no problem.
You can say that you're not to the police station, but yeah, your name or your address is like the record.
So the reason you're recording me is because I've got my hands in my medals. That's correct, yeah.
Well, I'm standing in public.
No, I'm just asking
And I'm
what's
filming
the
in public.
purpose of filming me just stood. That's all.
Well, you're still here with me, okay? So I'm still filming.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Have a good day. Take care.
And this final section really shows how these encounters can end peacefully when neither side tries to win. The cameraman starts critiquing officer presentation, body language, identification methods, almost like a live performance review. Some viewers will see that as accountability, others will see it as nitpicking. But notice something important. Despite disagreements, the interaction never becomes aggressive. No threats, no detainment, no abuse of powers. The officer even explains practical policy issues, like bodycam retention rules and why footage can't just be saved indefinitely without purpose. By the end, both sides are still disagreeing, but they're doing it civilly. And honestly, compared to many viral police encounters, that's probably a success. Final question for you guys. If every police interaction stayed this calm and conversational, do you think public trust would improve dramatically?